people, and she is advocating, as you probably know, she is advocating a part-time legislature. That's something which is some other states have been doing, and they seem to have a lot less problems, the ones that do that. I want to introduce three people here. Dale Ogden, who is our treasurer here in Region 66, South Bay Libertarians, and he's also running for governor. Dale, did you want to say anything?
All right. 30 seconds. I just decided in the last week that I'm going to do this. I've been thinking about it for a while. And I put up the beginnings of a website at dalefogden.org. And the part-time legislature is a part of my platform. It's something I've advocated since I ran for assembly in 2000. And I think it's a good idea. I think maybe even a zero-time legislature would be good, but that's too much to hope for. But anyway, I'm sure over the next 15 or 13 months, I'll be around here, and you guys will hear from me. So,
okay. Xander Collier is here. He's the Southern Vice Chair for the Libertarian Party of California. And is there anything you wanted to say, Xander?
Hi. If you don't know me, I'm Xander Collier. I'm supposedly your Southern Vice Chair. And wanted to let everyone know that we have finalized an agreement in Long Beach to have our convention the weekend of the 12th, 13th, 14th, President's Day weekend at the courtyard in downtown Long Beach, corner of First and Atlantic. So right now I'm lining up speakers, and we should have an agenda, speakers and whatnot coming out to everyone within the next month or so from the state party. So, great. Are you a dues paid member of the party? Show up.
What happens if you're not?
Okay, and we also have Liplac Chair here, Bruce Dovner. Bruce, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, and I'm going to have more to say next month. Guess what's coming up next year? Guess what's coming up on January, I guess it would be 2nd. That's the first day that filing is open.
That's Saturday.
Okay, so it would be the 4th. In other words, the first business day of 2010? Sure it's 2010 already? 2010. Yeah, the first business day of 2010 is the first day of filing for candidates. I guess it's probably going to run until probably February. Something, I believe it's 6 weeks or so. Anyway, everybody get ready for it, because I'll be around here next month, and I'm going to be around the county in the next month or so. What we're going to need is crews, the local CREWS crews who are going to need to collect signatures for candidates. The strategy is going to be, number one, things that libertarians don't mind doing, which are stuffing envelopes and writing letters and mailing them out with a petition there so individuals can sign it and mail it back. But the second part, libertarians aren't necessarily going to like to do. We're going to have people, phone crew gets on the phone, have a list of libertarian registered voters, call them up, see who's home, and if a person's home, then the signature collector or the candidate will have a cell phone. You call the candidate or the signature gatherer who will be out there driving around collecting signatures and say, well, so-and-so is home at so-and-so address, drive over there. And you can actually get a lot more signatures that way. We're going to try to work smart and have things well planned out this time.
Overlapping districts.
Yeah, and well, there's not only that. The state chair Kevin Takanaka, I spoke with him. He would like to do a push for assembly candidates, so that we can get all assembly races. My personal feeling is we should cover every local ballot. So, if you get a ballot, you have state assembly, or state senate or U.S. representative and then a state level. Well, in deference to Kevin, since assembly is a little bit easier to get on the ballot for assembly, less signature requirements, lower filing fees, and to campaign, because it's smaller districts, we're going to try to put more of our efforts towards assembly. And anyway, you'll hear more about this next month, and everybody gets psychologically prepared for action, for getting on the phone, for stuffing envelopes, and for going meeting.
For finding volunteers.
And for finding volunteers and meeting your fellow libertarian registered voters.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I just want to make an announcement too. A couple of other things. Our next month's meeting here, which is going to be on, I think, the 24th of November. Let's see when that is. Third Thursday. Well, whatever that is on Thursday.
19th.
Yeah. Okay. Then anyway, we're going to have Ken DeLong from PV Watch is going to be here, and he's going to be talking about how City of Rancho Palos Verde seems to be perhaps doing some excessive spending on some of the contracts and some of the legal work that it's outsourcing on there. So anyway, we're going to have, and the other thing is that at Dale's house is going to be our holiday party, December the 13th. That's a Sunday, and it's going to be from 3 in the afternoon to 7. It's a potluck, so everybody bring that sort of thing there.
Everybody bring your own pot.
And Dale's going to be cooking up a big cauldron of his celebrated Maryland crab soup. So that's what's going to be happening there. Okay, and then we'll go on to our main person here. I'll have to talk.
No, not this month. Try to get someone from Anti-War, but next month Thanksgiving is the fourth Thursday, and then we're out for the year. So try to get someone from Anti-War in January. Not good timing. This would be a better time this month for an anti-war speaker. But anyway, we're going to try again in January.
Okay. And without further ado, here's Gabriella Holt.
Thank you. Well, thank you for inviting me to talk about my favorite subject, furloughing the legislature. That's what I like to call it. My name is Gabriella Holt, and I'm the president and CAO of a newly formed organization called Citizens for California Reform. And we're a public advocacy political action committee, and we're interested in keeping government small and out of our business and protecting our liberties, and making sure we perform those responsibilities with those liberties. In other words, we want as little government as possible. So a little background about myself. I grew up back in Michigan and came out here to California in my mid-20s. I have 4 children, all grown now, 1 grandchild, another on the way. And 2 of my kids are no longer living in the state because they couldn't get work when they graduated from college, and things happened, and the state was in a down spiral, and so they're both 2 of them are in Washington, D.C. My background includes I'm a registered nurse by my original profession. I worked in ER, intensive care unit. And then as I was raising my kids, I was working part-time in case management for healthcare, and I was interested in the business aspect of it. So I went back and got my accounting major and sat for the CPA exam. And then there was a lot of turmoil going on in our schools. And we were watching these people on this Board of Education, don't really know who they are, and they had such disregard for people. Just disregard for people. The people they liked because there was no ding, ding, ding. But the people they didn't like, that was 2 or 3 minutes, they just cut them off and said, something's very wrong with this picture. There's a big problem here. So Barry knows a little bit about that. He was involved with a lot of that as well. And I followed on the heels of Barry and ran for the local Board of Education, which was a real interesting experience in and of itself. So I sat on the local Board of Education for 8 years. While I was on the Board of Education, you would have these attorneys paraded in front of you, and I'd ask questions. They said, well, you don't understand because you're not an attorney or you don't have a law degree. I said, okay. So I went back and got my law degree. So I have a doctorate in health and administrative law. So, this sort of circuitous background. And I also was working to launch the first public digital television